Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear students, I am Muhammad Asif Khan, lecturer, Department of English, and I will be teaching you functional English during this semester. I warmly welcome you all to the first semester of BS program at Kohat University of Science and Technology. I hope you are excited to begin this new academic journey. And we all know that functional English is one of the most important and foundational courses for all BS programs. And no matter whichever department you belong to, it has been now decided to help you improve your practical communication skills in English. And these skills will assist you not only in your studies but also in your professional and personal life. Now, before we move to today's topic, let me briefly introduce what this course covers and how it will help you. You see that the course has been divided. The course contents that I have shared with you on the screen have been divided into 7 phases. Let me briefly introduce that how this course will help you in our coming days. So as you see that there are 7 phases, and each phase has a different focus. As in the first phase, you see that the focus is on the linguistic foundation, and we will continue for 2 weeks discussing the basic ideas. And the linguistic foundation is basically building vocabulary and understanding the word classes. We will try to understand that what are, and these are the concepts that you already studied in your previous classes, but it's like a revision that we will do. In the second phase, you see that we will move towards the grammar and sentence structure, where you will learn about the different patterns. And one important thing that is included within this section, that we will try to develop your pronunciation skills, and it will be foundational. I'm not going into the details, but I ensure you that it will cover all the basic foundations. In the third phase, we will try to develop your reading comprehension skills, and it will help you interpret and analyze the text. The target skills that we will try to develop are reading skills, inference skill, and critical analysis skill. In the fourth phase, that is about that how we are going to work on listening and writing clarity. It focuses on how to structure documents and what are the different strategies that we can use to effectively communicate. And it includes the principles, the 7 C's that you will study within this phase. Fifth phase consists of the intercultural competence, and we will try to understand inclusive and culturally appropriate language within this discussion. The sixth phase of our course contents, it is titled as productive communication, and you will notice that we will try to improve public speaking, the basic ideas of the public speaking, that what are the sub skills that you need to develop when you are working on your public speaking. And it also we will try to work on the presentation and professional writing skills. So the last phase, the 7th phase, is about the integration of all these skills through review and reflection on the contents that we cover in the previous weeks. By the end of this course, inshallah, I ensure you that we will be able to use English with confidence, accuracy, and cultural awareness in academic, professional, and everyday settings. So let's move towards our first topic of the semester, and the topic is uh, topic is vocabulary building, and the subtopic is contextual usage. We all know that vocabulary is the foundation of any language. Without words, we can't communicate, or we can't understand ideas, or you see that it's not possible to express our thoughts effectively without knowing vocabulary. So, to guide our discussion today, I have outlined a short agenda for this lecture, and it includes the following agenda points. The first point is that what is vocabulary, and it's a basic question, and we will try to elaborate on the discussion, elaborate the definition of the term vocabulary. After that, we will look at that what are the different types of vocabulary. The third agenda point is that we will discuss the utility of learning vocabulary that might be of any type, but what is the benefit of learning new vocabulary. The fourth agenda point is that we will discuss that is basically the subheading of our today's lecture: vocabulary building, contextual usage. So we will try to know that what is context, and after that we will try to see that why context matters in vocabulary learning. So why it is important if we are trying to learn vocabulary. So what is the importance of context in vocabulary development? The next important point or agenda that we are having for today's lecture, that is that what are the strategies that are normally used or suggested by the experts for learning vocabulary, and I will summarize the whole discussion in the end, and I will give you one activity that will help you in improving your vocabulary. So now let's move to the first topic, and the topic is what is vocabulary. The definition of the term vocabulary is very simple, but it is very informative. You see that vocabulary is usually defined as a set of words and expressions a person knows and uses. But within this definition, we see that it has two parts. In one part, they have given information about that what vocabulary is, and we see that vocabulary is a set of words and expressions. But the second part, it is giving us a suggestion that it is something that a person or an individual knows, or it is something that individual or a person uses. So it means that there is something different between knowing words and using words, and this discussion is very helpful for the students, because when they know that knowing vocabulary is different from using vocabulary, they start using vocabulary, and that is again I will discuss that thing in detail in the second part of this lecture, where we will be discussing the types of vocabulary. And you see that vocabulary, knowing vocabulary and using vocabulary are two different aspects use of this point, and how these 2 points are important. The thing that a person knows is like So it is not about memorizing difficult words. It is about knowing them, how to use them meaningfully in our speech and writing. In fact, vocabulary is foundation of all communication. Like if you are interested in communicating with someone, so you need vocabulary, whether this vocabulary is listening vocabulary or speaking, reading, or writing vocabulary. We need words. Without words it will not be possible to communicate. So vocabulary is foundational. It's something that is essential. And if you are not having sufficient vocabulary, you can't communicate with someone. So think about it, like without vocabulary we simply can't understand or express our ideas clearly. So words are the thing that give shape to our thoughts. So let me give you a simple example. Like if here we have an example that if you do not know the word compare, you wouldn't be able to answer a question like compare the two ideas. Do you think that if you do not know the word compare, so is it possible that you can answer this question like compare the two ideas? There are chances that you know those two ideas so very like clearly, but if you do not know the question, if you do not know the word compare, so it will not be possible to answer this question. So knowing vocabulary is something that helps you to communicate with someone clearly. So now that we have defined vocabulary and seen why it is important, why it's so important, let's move to the next slide to explore its different types. Let's see that what are the important types of vocabulary. So, in the second slide, I'm going to discuss the two types of vocabulary. Generally, it is divided into two types, and these are the broader types. Otherwise, there are many other ways to define and describe vocabulary. So, the first type that we in which we can categorize vocabulary is active vocabulary, and it is defined as words which we regularly use in speaking or writing. So these are the words that are commonly observed in someone's speaking and writing skill. Like if you look at some of the words that, for example, normally we know the words like study, write, people, country. So such words, or as I have shown you here an example that I understand this topic. So you see that all the words that are written within this sentence, I understand this topic, all the words you know, and you're using them regularly, not only in your speaking but also in your writing. So we consider such type of vocabulary that you are frequently using in your speech and writing. Such vocabulary is known as active vocabulary. Now let's move to the second type of vocabulary, and that is passive vocabulary. Passive vocabulary are the words that we recognize when we hear or read them, but we do not use those words um, oftenly, and we are not like feeling comfortable when we are when we are using them. Like you see that the word benevolent, that means kind, caring, and generous. And in the same way, the words like meticulous, these words are uh, words that are not commonly used by the students. So we see that the words, such words which are recognized by the people, recognized by the students, but they are not used by the students, those words, those expressions are called passive vocabulary. In this example, I have chosen a simple word, comprehend, but you know that sometimes some students are not having the idea that what does this term mean. But it is often used in different settings, and students recognize the words, but they are not at ease when they are using it. So the goal of this course is to help students to expand not only their passive vocabulary but also their active vocabulary, and it means that they should be in position to use their words regularly, frequently in their speaking and writing. So when they will be in position to communicate better, then they will be able to convert their passive vocabulary into active vocabulary. Now let's move to the next slide. And this slide is basically about the utility of learning vocabulary. So the basic thing that is somehow like connected with the vocabulary is that it enhances comprehension skill, and you can understand, like when you are having good vocabulary, then you can understand text and the lectures more easily. So your ideas are clear and you can clearly express them. It also improves your speaking and writing fluency. It means that you have better comprehension power. You can understand the text, you can understand the lectures. So it is somehow connected with the better comprehension. And like I have written this word in the previous slide, if you do not know the word comprehension, or you will not be in position to understand the slide that I am displaying to you. So knowing the words, it's very important. It's something that is it gives you the understanding of the instructions that you are receiving. Like I'm at the time delivery at this time at the moment I'm delivering a lecture, and if you are having good vocabulary, you can easily grasp all the ideas that I am adding within these slides, within this within this lecture. So it enhances your writing and speaking skill. So you use your expressions in a very precise and expressive language. It means that normally we see that in academic settings, it is something that is expected from you, that you are capable to express your ideas in a brief, in a very precise manner, and you should have such an expressive language in which you can communicate all the thoughts related to your academic field, and you can convince your fellows, your teachers about your ideas. So this is the utility of learning vocabulary. So academic and professional life, in academic circles and in professional life, success is directly related to the importance or your learning vocabulary. If you're capable of learning vocabulary, and if you have this vocabulary and you are able to read and write and discuss confidently, so it becomes very easy for you to talk to your fellows, to convince the others about your ideas, and to communicate what you want to communicate to them in a confident manner. So this is the utility of building or learning vocabulary. And the last point on this slide is that it helps you building your confidence. And you know that when you are having a strong vocabulary, so it is that strength that helps you in confidently appearing in discussions and interviews. Why? Because you will be in position to actively participate within such type of activities. And those students who are having somehow like weak vocabulary, so they are not able to participate in the discussions and interviews, and often they are facing a lot of challenges in such situations. Now let's move to the next slide, and we are looking at another important thing that is connected with the vocabulary building, and we have included this the subtopic of today's lecture, and it is what is context. So you know that context refers to, or it means that the situation or environment in which a word is used. So what type of situation or or a surrounding a word has. Now let's see that if we look at the example that I have added here, you see that the expression bank has two different meanings. In the first sentence, you will see that he deposited money in the bank, and in the second sentence, you see that children played near the river bank. You see that in this we do not have the physical in context of this word, the bank, but the surrounding words of the two sentences, they are explaining the word's meaning. Like in the first sentence, you see that the bank in which someone has deposited the money refers to the financial institution where we are like going and depositing money. In the second sentence, the surrounding words of the word bank, it clearly illustrates that this refers to the edge of river, or the place where we are like on the very embankment of the river. So it is something that helps you to understand. So context is something that helps you understand the meanings in appropriate manner. So meaning is something that is not fixed, and we know that meanings are changing with the context, and context is having a very significant role in changing meaning. So for this reason, it matters a lot when we are learning vocabulary. We need to know that in which context the same word is meaning differently. So how could we identify this thing? So many words have multiple meanings, and we know that there is special term polysemous words. So words with the multiple meanings, and I believe that every word is having multiple meanings. So because meanings are somehow coming from the individuals who are participating in any conversation, so they are having a different stance about the same word, and so every word is having multiple meanings. But in simple words, those words which are having multiple meanings, so we need to know the context, and context is something that helps learners to use words appropriately. If you are aware of the right context for using your word, if a word is having multiple meanings and you know that in which context this word will be more appropriate, then it helps you to improve your you will be in position to express this idea intelligently. So I will suggest you to, when you are trying to add one new word in your vocabulary, so you should see that how this word has different variations. So if you are capable to know that very thing, it will be like something that will be remembered by you, and you can easily use that word in different situations. So my point is that context is very knowing context is very essential for learning new vocabulary. So it helps you remember the words in a better manner. One another thing that will be like something that will help you is that you can guess meanings from sentences. Like you will be in position to make predictions about the words which you don't know, and this is with the help of like developing your skill of context. Knowing the context helps you to develop knowledgeable or make knowledgeable guesses about the words or the meanings that you are using, you are using, or you are like somehow reading or listening within the discussion or text. Learn collocation is another way in which you can like add that how in different contexts words are having different meanings, and you know that word patterns and grammar usage is somehow related to the different expressions that you have within the discussion. So example is a simple word that I will add here. Like you see that depend on someone is not same depend to or depend for. Like the expressions, if I add prepositions to or for with it, it will give you a very different idea for this word. And the suitable expression that collocates with the depend is on. Like on is the more appropriate preposition. So it will clarify you that in which context you are using this word, and how this expression will be more appropriate and more helpful in elaborating the context, in elaborating the meanings of that word. Now let's move towards the third slide. Strategies for learning vocabulary. So in discussing the strategies, the first strategy is that learn words in context. That, as we discussed in the previous slide, that if you are reading stuff and you know that how these words are used in different contexts, and how we are using the same word in different sentences, you are learning these words in a better manner. So learning words in context is something that helps you to memorize or remember those words for a longer time, and it also helps you to use them in different sentences. So use context clues. It somehow supports you to guess meanings from the linguistic context of the words, or the surrounding words of a difficult word. You can elaborate, you can guess the meanings, and you can predict the meanings of that word from the nearby words. And this is a very helpful strategy when you are working on some text, or when you are like in a discussion. So one important suggestion that is often given by the scholars or the teachers, that you should keep a vocabulary notebook and note down all new words along with meanings. And if you are like noting down the important sentences in which these words that you have noted down in your notebook, then it is something that will like significantly contributes toward your communication skills. So it is highly recommended to note down the words that you consider that these are relevant to your field, and you note down the different contexts in which these words are commonly used in your field. You will excel in your vocabulary building. So new words, and you are learning these new words and then using these words actively in your speech and writing. Automatically you will it will be something that you will not forget throughout your life. So the thing that commonly students ignore is that they try to memorize the list of the words, but they are not using those words in their spoken and written communication. So this vocabulary is not permanent. This is something temporary, and when after a few days, when they stop practicing that word, it automatically vanishes from their mind, and it becomes like passive vocabulary that they recognize but they are not using them. So the strategy is that you use your words actively. If you are developing acquaintance with the words, if you are like regularly using them, so you are never going to forget them. Another thing that is very important is that you group words of the same theme. Like if you are working on the classroom, so it is suggested that you should develop a group of words in which you should use the themes, like all the words are like in the center you have a theme, and all the words are surrounding it, and they are grouped. It's very easy then to remember them when you are in a situation where you are talking or writing about that theme. Like here you see that if we take a situation of classroom, there we have certain important verbs like education, teacher, and textbooks, students, and all these words. If you're teaching about the classroom and you know these words, it is very helpful to explain all these ideas. So making flashcards or using apps. Now this is the technological area, a technological era, and we see that there are a number of apps that we can use for developing vocabulary. And if you are using these apps on the regular basis, it significantly helps you in developing your vocabulary. The point that 2 points that we are adding here, and the second last point is very important and often suggested by the experts, that you should read widely. It means that you should not limit your reading or your listening to only to that field in which you are working. Instead of that, if you are widely reading and listening, it develops your vocabulary, and you become more and more competent, as it gives you exposure to the situations, and you learn naturally through these exposures. The last point is connected with the first point, but it is a bit different from that, and that is that, like if we see that there are many words that we can group in a single theme. In the same way, we see that one word is having a complete family. It means that there are multiple words that are like somehow forming out of the one word. So if you know one word and you know how to make adjectives and adverbs or the other parts of speech how you can form new words out of it, and you know the families of these words. It somehow supports you in your communication and in your writing and speaking skills. So these are the strategies that are very helpful in developing vocabulary, and it helps in better communication. So vocabulary is the basic building block of communication, and we know that if you know how to use vocabulary in different contexts, it somehow helps you in understanding that vocabulary. It also helps you in memorizing that vocabulary. You will have a strong retention power if you are capable of using your vocabulary in context. So regular reading, listening, and usage of the word, it develops strong vocabulary, and it also supports fluent communication. So the more words you know, this quotation is my favorite quotation, because you look at the meanings of this sentence. The more words you know, the more words you understand. So words are like words, and if you understand the words, it somehow helps you in developing the understanding of different words. So students, this was the whole lecture about vocabulary building, and I hope that now you are in position to know that what is vocabulary, what are the different types of vocabulary, and how could we use different strategies to learn vocabulary, and what is the utility of learning vocabulary. Now there is a small activity, and I have designed a task for you, and the task is very simple. And in this task you have to select a paragraph, short paragraph, not very lengthy paragraph, and I'm not bounding you to study a paragraph from some English literature. Study one paragraph from any book, and I will suggest you to study it from the book that is included within your course, in your program, and just identify five new words. And what you have to do, you have to write down the meanings of these five words, and write down what are the different contexts in which these words are frequently used. And the last thing is that you have to create or write new sentences using these words. This is it's a very short activity. It will not take more than 10 minutes, but I assure you that if you do this activity continuously, here I have suggested to identify or recognize five new words, but if you are doing this activity with two words on everyday base, I guarantee you that after 1 year you will have more than 700 new words. And in Oxford Dictionary they have listed around about 3,500 words, and they have given that list that most frequently in the name that most frequently used words. And you will be astonished that by developing mastery over these 3,500 words, you can very easily develop fluency and the competence of writing different texts in that language, especially in English language, if you master these 3,500 words. So thank you very much for listening passionately, and I hope that now you will be clear about the concept. Thank you very much. See you in the next lecture.